Hello, well, welcome to another of my pipe smoking videos. This is becoming a weekly thing now. I don't mind, as long as you don't mind. We'll see how long it goes. It's all quite fun. I'm enjoying the old experience and I'm enjoying watching other people's videos as well. So, today I'm going to be smoking. We'll do the old housekeeping, as they say, if you've watched any of the other pipe smoking videos out there. It's fascinating, really. So I'm going to be smoking this, which is my Savinelli. At some time, about a year ago, huge expense, I bought a Savinelli. I thought I better get a good quality one. Now, there are, and I should probably mention him a bit later on, pipe makers out there who are doing some amazing stuff, and I'd love to, sooner or later, get a pipe that has been either commissioned or one that's been handmade rather than factory made. But it's, I don't know where some of the pipes come from all over the place, don't they? And some are nicer to smoke than others, or the shape just appeals to you or whatever. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to smoke. I was at a talk yesterday, and one member of the audience who follows what I do very kindly gave me this, and he had covered the tin completely. He said, I've got you a tin of tobacco, Richard, because I know you smoke a pipe. He smokes a pipe. Thank you very much to Costas, if you're watching. And he had covered the whole thing because he says, I know you don't like the government health warnings on it. And I said, no, it's horrible. That just takes away the whole pleasure. You know, you look at this stark thing. And but he covered the whole tin. And he gave it to me in a bit of a rush, and I didn't know what it was. And I thought, oh, I'm going to have to peel it back to find out. So it is actually, and I'll take a picture of this, Peterson's 965, My Mixture, it's called. So that's what I'm going to smoke, which seems to be a ribbon cut. I'm learning all this sort of stuff. And it says that it's got Latakia, Perique and Cavendish in there. And it's got a sort of a nutty aroma or a nutty flavour or something like that. On one review I looked up, and now getting a little bit mad here, looking up the reviews, it said it had a nut hint or a nut flavour. But it also said the room note was tolerable. I thought that's a strange thing to say about pipe smoking. I love going back into the room that I've been smoking, or if somebody else is smoking a pipe. And I love that. I love that. Oh, what a beautiful aroma. Different. I couldn't tolerate it with cigarettes, but with pipes. And so many people have said, oh, the smell of a pipe, it's just, it's superior tobacco. We know that. That's the only reason you'd want to be smoking it, wouldn't it? Anyway, so that's what I'm going to puff at today. But I also wanted to talk about something else. So thank you, Costas, for this. And although I've had to peel it off and it looks a little bit distressed, it actually adds something, it makes it look a bit vintage, which is quite nice. So I'm going to puff that. I want to talk about a film star, I suppose you might talk about, who smoked pipe. And I'd be interested to know if you can tell me what style of pipe it is that he was renowned for, because I'd love to know. Now my lighter, I think the flint's gone. Now that's typical, isn't it? I think the flint's gone, but luckily I have a box of matches, so we'll do it the old-fashioned way. So I need to sort out some flints for the old Peterson lighter. Well, let's get this going first of all. Okay, so the match. I hope I've got enough matches to get through all of this. Let's have a look. Here we go. And once again, what I try to do when I'm making these videos, is I try to get my lighting in here, A, to look natural, but B, to backlight, or side light at least, the smoke, because that's the whole purpose of the video, isn't it? Now, I've smoked this once before. I just needed a bit more flame on it. And I smoked it twice now. Once last night, and it was late. And I gave it a smoke, straight out the tin, grabbed the first pipe that came to hand. I didn't like it. Didn't like the smoke at all. Didn't understand that. I thought, oh, what a shame. He'd given me this pipe, this lovely tin of tobacco, and I thought, I don't like it. Then this morning, before I started filming here, quite early on this morning, I got a pipe. I cleaned the pipe out, got rid of all the gunk and smoked it, and I realised I've discovered something then. Make sure your bloody pipes are clean. Because I think what I was tasting, which I didn't enjoy, was the black, tarry, gloopy, you know, from other tobacco that had just sat in the pipe. Now I've cleaned this one, and this is very nice. Now I think that this one has got an apple bowl on it, and it's got this little metal ring round, which is very nice. Julia likes that, which is very good. So anyway, there we are. That's very nice, and I'm enjoying this. So Costas, I do enjoy it. I do enjoy this. This is lovely. It's an English, it's what do they call it? An English blend, an English mixture, an English, whatever they call it. It's not an aromatic, but I'm sure they call it an English blend or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I don't know whether you're familiar with a silent, I suppose he would be called a silent comedian, but not from the silent era of movies, from the 1950s, 60s and 70s. Jacques Tati, French. Jacques Tati. Here he is. I got a book. I was brought up on the films of Jacques Tati. I went to mime school. Jacques Tati used to do mime. He didn't go to mime school and have any training, but he used to go and do mime, lots of sports mimes. Anyway, he was a filmmaker. And he was a very independent, very much individual, wanted to do the kind of films that he wanted to do. He didn't sell out to commercialism at all. When he became reasonably successful and his character, Monsieur Hulot, advertisers wanted Monsieur Hulot to advertise certain products on commercial television, and he refused. He could have made some money and all of those things, but he was very much a purist. He didn't believe in all of that. Anyway, his character, Monsieur Hulot, I'll show you where I can a couple of pictures. He smoked a pipe. And that was very much part of his image. And I would like to know what style of pipe that is called. Now, I've been watching Chris Herriot. I like Chris Herriot, Herriot Pipes. He's a pipe maker in France. So, you know, it's kind of a connection here because he was a French comedian. Although his films, I think his first one was, oh, I should know this. I should know this. And it's, oh, Jour de Fête. His first film was Jour de Fête, Monsieur Hulot's Holiday, Mon Oncle, Traffic, Playtime, and Parade. They were his films. And they went from, as I say, the 50s to, I think, the 70s. Anyway, yes. So I was watching Chris Herriot, sorry, I'm rambling all over the place here, and he was talking about pipes that he's been making recently called Princes, and I wondered if anyone could tell me whether the pipe that Jacques Tati used to smoke, or at least his character, Monsieur Hulot, was a Prince. And I would very much like to get one myself, but I don't want to get the wrong type. He was a very interesting man, Jacques Tati. And of course it's that era, the era that I love, the 50s and 60s, the 40s, 50s and 60s, that pipe smoking was very much part of novels, very much part of the movies, very much part of everyday life. It wasn't an unusual thing. Tobacco wasn't thought of as, or misconstrued as being something evil or rotten or, you know, bad or whatever. It was something that men did, and women, of course. And I've been looking up, there's not enough women pipe smokers, it seems to me. The lovely Julia was one, obviously. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long. We all know about Sherlock Holmes, of course, and his pipes. The calabash, I think it's called, which is what? It's some sort of like gourd, isn't it? Or is it meerschaum? But yes, obscure pipe smokers. The first of these series of videos featured Leslie Howard with an image on the thumbnail from Pimpernel Smith, which was 1941, I think the film was. Amazing film, by the way. There are a few more pipe smokers in the movies that, you know, that I admire. There's something, we talk about this all the time. It's something intellectual or something meditative, something thoughtful, something cerebral as well as physical about the pipe, and spiritual as well, because I think the smoke and the inhaling of the smoke is something that transfers you from a physical plane to a spiritual plane, or connects the two. It's like the spirit of man, our soul. I don't want to get too sort of theoretical and all of this, but it does seem to, it bridges the gap of the man, the physical and the intellect, and then the spiritual aspect of intuition, of gut, you know, having a gut reaction to something, to belief, to the esoteric secrets of the world. All of that seems to me. Anyway, you may think I'm completely raving mad, and mostly you'd be right, and I don't care, because this is an indulgence, and in this busy world that we have, we all need to have something to retreat with, to get into our own thoughts, and not the propaganda of everybody else, or everybody else telling us what to think all the time. We need our own space and our own thoughts. And pipe smoking does that. It does that for me. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it is a magnificent thing. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, Jacques Tati. What do you think? Have you watched any of his films? If not, they are, I think they're on YouTube. I think you can see them for free. It's an acquired taste. It is an acquired taste. You may not get it. And his best film has to be Playtime, but it was made in 70mm. And it was designed for the big screen. Doesn't work on a phone or a laptop or something like that. You really need to see it. If you could see it in the theatre, amazing piece of work, amazing. But it's difficult because so much is going on in the background. So much is happening that you just don't initially see, and you go, where's the story? And yet it's not really about that. It's art. That sounds pretentious, doesn't it? It's art, it's art. Anyway. It's gone out again, typical. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.